Hey everybody, hello. So I'm back today, yay. So I'm still isolating, I'm still in the COVID lurgy bug. I'm feeling a lot more like myself today, so starting to get back to it and starting to feel more human. So it's been a real roller coaster ride, I've got to say. It's been very up and down this week. So one day I'm starting to feel better, and then the next bit I'm not feeling so great. So if you are here live, I can see a few people dropping in now. Hi Joe, how are you doing? So I'm definitely starting to feel a lot better today. It is, what a glorious sunny day it is. And that's been brilliant, hasn't it? You know, that at least I've been able to do that. So great that you're here. If you are catching up on replay, do a hashtag replay. I'm just going to move that over a little bit because I can't actually, there you go. Can you all see me okay? Fabulous. So today's session, what I'm going to do actually talk about today, and I've got my water so I don't keep coughing. This one is, hey Simone, lovely to see you, lovely to see you. So, hello Annabelle, lovely, great to see you all coming in. So today's one, it's only going to be a short one because I am trying to limit how much I am speaking just as I'm getting my voice back. So it's a short one today, and it's more about, it's kind of come up for me a little bit over the last week, with me being poorly and having to take a step back, and sort of feeling as if, even though I'm trying to relax and recuperate, I've still been thwarted by that constant thought that goes round your head, you know, what I could and should still be doing instead of resting. So if you ever have that sort of nagging feeling that you're not doing enough in your life, and you know, even though you're constantly busy, you feeling completely overwhelmed, there's always still that one more thing that you could or should be doing. So let me know if that is you, and it's never enough, you know, because it's definitely something that, you know, I've had to really step back this week when, and you know, it's still, I still have the chatter going on of, oh, don't just sit down and do nothing. You've got to keep being busy, you've got to keep doing, and sort of on this peddling. So if that is you and that resonates with you, that even though you're feeling like you're doing so much, it's not enough, I'm going to share some of my thoughts, and I'm going to share some tips with you today, and I'm going to remind you that you are enough. Simples, you know, absolutely simples. So maybe for you, you thought you may have been further ahead than you are right now. I know I've been speaking to a couple of clients this week, and the reason why I'm doing this is it's come up for them. You know, that they feel that they're putting all of the effort, but they're not moving forward as much as they like. And you maybe have this list in the back of your head of all the things that you should be doing. You should be doing this and you should be doing that. And then whatever you do, it doesn't seem quite enough. And we do start beating ourselves up a little bit then as well, don't we? So Emma, yes, that's you, especially when you've got a flare up and you need to rest. Your body's exhausted, but your mind still keeps going. Absolutely. And Joe, yes, that happens with you, and especially when it comes down to client work versus your biz versus kind of resting. Yes. And we beat ourselves up about it. So, you know, if this is you and whatever you do, it doesn't seem like it's enough, then I'm gonna share some tips with you today. Because when we see other people's successes and we set unrealistic sort of expectations for ourselves, it then can trigger this feeling of kind of not feeling worthy, or not feeling adequate, or not feeling good enough. Hey Els, lovely to see you. And it also then causes this feeling that nothing is ever quite good enough. You don't feel good enough with this, and then we put that enormous pressure on ourselves. And yet I want to also remind you that success doesn't go in that straight line. Yeah, unworthiness is a big thing for you, and it's a big thing for a lot of people, and it's come up for a couple of my ladies this week, the unworthiness bit. And I'll talk about that as we go through today, because it is an unnecessary pressure that we put on ourselves. So, of course, there's, maybe there is room for improvement with what we're working on. But feeling like you're on that constant hamster wheel, constantly chasing that next thing, feeling like you've got to do everything, and also usually having to do everything perfectly, will not be good for your overall well-being, and not why we started this business in the first place for us. And when you start to feel like you're not doing enough, it's easy then to overwhelm yourself even more, isn't it? Feeling like you should or could be doing more only puts extra stress on your already heavy shoulders. And it's certainly for me what I felt this week. And there's some lessons learned. There's lessons learned. Listen to your own medicine, isn't it? So I'm going to be sharing with you today how I've been dealing with that feeling of not doing enough, and what you can do if you've been feeling the same way too. So would that be useful for you? Just let me know, would that be useful for you? First of all, I wanted to just say that, what is it that causes this kind of, this fear of not doing enough? What is it that starts that off? That, even though we're kind of, we're doing plenty of things, it's not enough. Yes, okay. So the first thing, yes, perfect. So the first thing is, why, what causes this fear of not doing enough? The first one that I've got is pressure. The pressure. So though we can be doing plenty, we also feel that there's more that we could or should be doing, because there's that pressure on ourselves to always be busy. Now, for me, and I don't know whether it's the same for you, generally that pressure comes from me, comes from inside. It comes from the internal expectations that I place on myself. It also comes from kind of the outside world as well, doesn't it? It comes from your own relationships. It can come from work, if you're, the work you're doing, society in general. So, or maybe you feel that you're just not getting that recognition for what you're doing. Yeah, we do create that pressure all the time, don't we? So, we can, a lot of the time we start to think that, we're doing something wrong, or, by simply not doing enough, we're actually doing something wrong with that. And that pressure only adds to the weight of that to-do list that we've got. Now, for me, one of the things that I do is I take that step back and I ask myself, is it me? Is it me that's causing this extra stress? Or is it outside forces? If the answer is yes, I take, kind of ownership of that, and I take things off my to-do list. And that's what I've had to do this week. I start off by emptying out my head, and then I prioritise my list, and I get to the point where I look at it and say, what is the one thing, just the one thing that I have to do right now? What's that one thing? And I break it down. Because I know that it can be really lonely, can't it? It can be really lonely running your own business. So it's also to be really important for you to be part of a group or a program that can support you and raise you when you feel down. One of my clients this week, we've stopped one of the programs, and we're now moving into our next program, onto my Mastermind. And one of the things that we talked about this week is how much she's missed that kind of accountability and that support network. And I know for me, it's really, really key that I've got my go-to ladies, my go-to people, that when I need a bit of gearing up, I know who I go to. And you should have that support network around you too. So become part of a group that will hold you accountable, join a mastermind, join a program. That actually one of the key things is to actually get that support. Yeah, Jo, I mean, you're part of my support network, aren't you? You know, that it's absolutely key that when you are in a group together, it makes a difference that you can sound off. And that's what I create with my programs, you know, with the ladies that we're about to go on to that next level. They're scaling up, and they really do benefit from having, it's only a small group. There's only 7 of them, 7 ladies in there, but they really support each other. And I'm very much about that accountability and taking the pressure off. So that's one thing that I worked with one of my clients this week, about actually scaling it back, taking your own pressure off. There's enough pressure out there without us putting that additional pressure off, on ourselves too. Then I want you also to check in with ourselves. When you're starting to think, I need to do more, ask yourself, where is this thought coming from? Are you trying to prove something to someone? So let me know, what happens to you? Is this something that you feel as well, that you're trying to prove to something to somebody else? Because I want you to realise that you don't need to do everything. You are already doing enough. So the Mastermind is my next level group from the Mega Success Mindset Accelerator, Emma. It's a group of small ladies that have already got their business underway, and we're scaling up to those kind of the 2,000, the 5,000 and the 10k months. So it's the next level up, Emma. To do that. So again, it's just a small group of ladies. In fact, the Mega Success, you'll get that support in the Mega Success, Emma, because that is that supportive group as well. And you're already finding that. Already, aren't you? You've already made such great strides, and we've only done it in a week. But the accountability you'll have in that group, that will also move you up as well. So realise that you don't need to do everything. I've actually got a brilliant freebie, a great freebie. It's an overwhelm buster if you want a fabulous tool to help you beat the overwhelm. It's a really great one to actually break everything down. Oh, thanks, Jo. Yeah, the Mega Success group is so good. And it is, Emma, you're already finding that already, aren't you? That you're already moving forward already. So it's a fabulous group. So remind yourself there, whatever you're doing is enough. There is nothing more you have to add to your to-do list. I really want you to focus less on what you think you should be doing, and focus on more on what deep down is what you need to be doing, because you know what that is. But it's all this other stuff that gets in the way of it. The next one, again, a really big one, is comparison. It's when, and I know that this is what a few of my clients are actually experiencing right now, where they compare themselves to other people. And I remind my clients there that whatever we see from other people is just like this highlight reel. It's like that highlight reel. It's that curated version, isn't it? The bit that they want you to see. It's like video editing on people's lives, isn't it? And they do it to, make their own life and their own business seem more interesting, more successful than it really is. And actually, it's not necessarily bad comparing yourself to others. It can be a really great motivator, and, and it can be really inspiring to look up to a few people in your area of expertise. But what I don't want you to do is to then compare those people to you when you start berating yourselves. You may be comparing yourself to someone that's actually been doing whatever they've been doing for years and years. So it's not a like for like comparison. It really isn't. So like I said, use it to stretch you and look up to people that inspire you, that go, right, that's the life I want. So use it in that way. But don't use it to, they're better than me, and berate yourself about it. So when I find myself actually starting to do this comparison thing, And remember, everybody does it. Everybody does it. I can tell you now, everybody does it. No matter what level people are at, remind yourself that you're not seeing the full picture. You know, whatever they're doing does not affect how well I'm doing. I hope that makes sense, you know, with that one. You know, and again, they are probably comparing themselves to somebody else too. It's so easy to fall into that, isn't it? It really is. But I use it and I flip it around and I go, right, what is it about them that I'm comparing myself to? And is that part of my plan? Is that what I'm aspiring to do as well? So use it as an inspirational tool as opposed to, you know, to knocking yourself. The next one, my favourite one, because it's the one that I still really, really work on, and that's the perfectionism trap. So this is when we're not feeling good enough can come from perfectionism. You know, even when it's from the most mundane of things. Oh, I'm glad, Els. Yeah, no, lots of people do it. Lots of people do it with that one. So, you know, with perfectionism, you know, it's when we start over-perfecting even things like posts on social media or rewriting the emails. Done is better than perfect every single day. So again, it's a good idea to take a step back and remember that every little step that you are making is part of something bigger. You know, every little step that we take really contributes to our growth, to you building something greater. You block yourself so much trying to be perfect all the time. Yeah, Joe, you know, it's something I really work on, but, you know, I've got my go-to techniques now that just stops that. And actually, I would just say JFDI every single time. The amount of things that I've kind of done and I've thought I've spent so much time perfecting and then sent it out and there might be a spelling mistake or something in it and then I go into overdrive about it. I've learned to stop doing that now. It's such a waste of time, you know, and so the small things are what make the big things. And it's what I really do in the Mega Success program is I really work with the ladies there to celebrate all the small things. All the small things, because no matter how perfect or imperfect they are so worthwhile to your growth. They really are. So whatever you're doing is enough. It really is. It exhausts you, Emma. Yeah, you're right. JFDI, it's really powerful. It really is. And it's the one thing that I will say every single time, JFDI. Because, you know, the thing is this stuff is really, you know, contributing to you moving forward. It really is. I know that actually, again, as part of the Mega Success program, I get the ladies there to really celebrate all of their small wins. And we also do something as well about, okay, Karen Batchelor, what does it mean? Just effing do it is what it means. So yeah, in my program as well, we also really celebrate you know, when people get a testimonial or when you get a review or when somebody just says something nice, we call it the I'm Fabulous list. So that we can really keep a list of all of our small wins and all of these lovely things that people say about us. And when we're then kind of having a bit of a downer, when we start comparing ourselves or trying to perfect something and we're just not doing what we know we should be doing or know we need to be doing, then it's a really great reminder. Okay, so often this, yeah, sorry, Karen. So often this sort of the perfectionism, the comparing, you know, these types of things, you know, when we're putting that pressure on ourselves, these actually come from really deep-rooted behaviours. You know, they often come from our childhood, how we were brought up, and we then keep on repeating the same patterns and programs over and over. They often stem from our belief system. our belief system and what we believe about our ability to be successful, to be wealthy, to be abundant. Now, as an NLP trainer, that's what is my specialist, area. I work to uncover and eliminate those programs, those deeper programs. And then I work to reprogram the mind and install new patterns. So if you are interested in and actually clearing this stuff up at the deeper level, maybe these things that we're talking about today are still too high level for you, and you know that you've got stuff at that deeper level, really, then just drop me a note, because I'm actually about to launch my next NLP accredited training programs. So if you are interested in learning these amazing techniques, what amazing coaches and leaders are using to transform their own lives as well as transforming others' lives too, then drop me a note so that you can get on the wait list to do that. Because I am running my ultimate NLP master course September and October, so it's a combined practitioner and master practitioner program, so it's the ultimate program. So do let me know if you are interested, or if you want to actually do some one-to-one work to clear up this belief stuff, then do let me know. Do drop me a note. So, but if you just want some of the additional little tips that I'm, that is really working for me, then here's some tips for you. So Emma, you're finding to dump it has really helped you through that flare up. It's kind of stopped it getting out of control. Yeah, absolutely. The brain dumping is so key. It really is. So I've got a couple of other ones that you can try. And the first one is stop making your to-do list so long. Do fewer things with intention. So remember what I said when I want to take the pressure off. It's about focusing on that one thing. So when you're working on a bunch of things at once, you might feel that you're making progress. But divided attention makes it really challenging to actually get ahead. Progress actually requires that dedicated focus. So stop overwhelming yourself and do fewer things really well. So do one thing yourself, and you keep thinking, but there's still so much I could do. How do I know what to focus on? Then drop me a note and I can help you with that. And we can help you get that clarity on what it is that you need to do. So really, yes, yeah, everybody does it, Els. It's one of those things. So, there's always going to be something more that could be done. There is always something more, but it's not always necessary. It really isn't. So focus on what is necessary for you and really cut that list down. Actually, there's such a great satisfaction when you've cut your list down and you're literally focusing on one thing, and then you think, oh my God, it's off my list. So focus on what fits into your vision that you have for your life. Your business, your career, your family, your health, your own well-being. Really focus on what fits into that vision that you've got. And set realistic boundaries and expectations for yourself. You really cannot do everything. So be realistic with the amount of time and energy that you've got to dedicate to things. That's the one thing that I've had to do this week, is really scale back, because I had to be realistic, of what amount of time and energy that I had to do. So I had to really focus. My client calls took priority over everything. And then I went back through and looked at what was important. What did I need to look at? And if you feel like you're behind, because again, often we're kind of going, oh, but, I haven't done this, and, oh, I haven't moved forward. Actually, I want you to then look at over the last year and think of how much you've grown and changed over the past year. Stop comparing your life to everyone else's life and set the expectations that you know that you can achieve, regardless of what other people think. And also, another one is to track where your time goes. If you often get to the end of the week and wonder, what on earth have I accomplished? Then keep a log of it on a daily basis. And then you can evaluate your time and see where your efforts are going. And then you're either going to realise that you're doing far more than you think, which is definitely going to be the case, or you'll realise that you're spending time in the wrong ways. So then if you are spending the time in the wrong ways and you need to get that clarity and focus, then drop me a note and I can help you to get that clarity and focus. You know, using time blocks based on your top priorities. So I hope you found that useful today. I hope you found that useful. Please do drop me a note with your biggest ahas, which ones that you found. You know, have a go at a couple of these and find which you found works really well for you. Because like I said, there's no one size fits all. Do what works for you. You know, and you know, even if it's adjusting your daily routines as well. So let me know, drop me a note, or pop it in the comments, you know, and really definitely, oh yes, and if you're interested in the NLP training, fabulous, Emma, you are on my list actually to contact today about the NLP training, because it's going to be fabulous for you. So if you also would like to know about the NLP training that's coming soon, you can actually sign up now, and you'll get a fantastic discount and a fantastic bonus. So drop me a note if you are interested in that. Yeah, and you are going to be more realistic with your to-do list as well. It is, you know, it makes such a difference to just have one thing and then cross it off on the end of the day. Or even if it takes a couple of days, you know, that is fine. If that's now your priority, there's nothing wrong with then saying, do you know what, I'm going to do one thing for this week. You know, it really takes the pressure off yourselves. And we're usually far more forward than we really think we are. So I hope you found that useful. Do drop me a note and let me know how you're finding it. And I will see you again next week. Next week's session is going to be on Wednesday. And my live will be Wednesday next week, because I'm running my Mastermind day. So I'm so excited about that. It's a live event where we're all getting together. So I'm so excited about that next Thursday. So the live next week will be Wednesday. But I've got something extra special for you coming the week after, so look out, because I'm going to do a special masterclass too. Have a wonderful rest of your week, ladies, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.